welcome back to part 2 of my little blog. Okay, now, this is a key moment here I really want everyone to focus on. To everyone who was talking all about the whole controversy of this thing. The whole, why? How could they do this to Charlie Sheen? How? The whole big firebomb. Nothing on 2.5 Men, nothing ever came close to being as interesting as all the fan flame that was going on about it around season 9, when the show like it was about to jump headfirst over the shark, when Charlie Sheen was forced to say bon oui. What happened? Well, life imitated art. As I mentioned before, the character, really, honestly, it's the Charlie Sheen show. The character is Charlie Sheen. Drug addict, nymphomaniac. One joke on the show is that the man is such a wizard with women. He has them lining up and constantly flowing his waves, a never-ending stream. The man, Wilt Chamberlain, has got nothing on him. And I mean nothing. But yet at the same time, and here's the funny part, sometimes there's a joke about how sometimes he actually solicits hookers. No, really, he actually gets prostitutes. It's like, why? Well, because he just doesn't know when to say when. Because Charlie Sheen himself is actually solicited in real life. Why would he need to? Don't even ask. The point is, he was late. He was late to the show. He was late. He was drunk. He would smoke. Sometimes he wouldn't. Sometimes he would kind of F things up. But more than anything else, he was getting paid $1 million per episode. But that wasn't enough. He wanted $2 million. Picture this. $2 million per episode. So out of 13 seasons, that's like, what, $26 million? I've heard of winning, but what the hell is that? Come on, inflation hasn't gone up that much. And when he didn't get the money, what did he do? He got pissed off. He cursed out everybody. He called the creator, Chuck Lorre, a cheap Jew prick. The creator, Chuck Lorre. And this is the guy who wrote the show specifically for him, who, when this guy's movie career was sort of floundering in the 21st century, I know this guy was a pin-up stud and beefcake at one point, but come on. Later on in years, I know his family is among the most elite, but he wouldn't be quite packing him in like you would. That TV show was the perfect thing for him. It pretty much breathed real life into his career. He was getting paid $1 million per. That's even higher than Kelsey Grammer's salary was. But he wanted $2. It's the old standard, When you give people real success, they start going nuts. The more success it is, the more greedy they get. This guy did incredible fucking things for Charlie Sheen, and how does he repay him? Oh, you cheap Jew prick. They're going to reach an understanding. He was kicked off the show. But there's already a cash cow, so what do? They just got another star. Ashton Kutcher? Well, you can see a parallel. You understand why. They kept talking about who they would basically get. Rob Lowe. He didn't need the work. John Stamos said no. Emilio Estevez isn't going to do it because of the line. He's not going to go step over his brother's line. That would create some, not just friction in Hollywood, that would create friction in the family. They got Ashton Kutcher. Because like Sheen, he plays himself in everything he does. He's not like a movie character actor. He's a TV personality. He plays himself. He does the same thing. It's sort of pat on the roll after him. He's a big goofball, yet he's totally naive, a child in need of a wife who's more like a mother to him than anything else. He kind of sort of lacking common sense as an entrepreneur. Like Sheen, he plays himself. And lately it's a different show. I watched it, and the thing is, somebody once suggested if they really focus on all the characters, I mean, Two and a Half Men was the Charlie Sheen show. Jon Cryer was always created to be the exact opposite, the whipping boy of all that. And I mean, it's true that their mother, Alan's ex-wife, and Jake's mother are evil, one-dimensional villains. And Ryan Stiles, who is so much fun and interesting on the Drew Carey show, he's not given much to do there at all. If they gave them some more screen, turn this into an ensemble vehicle, gave the other characters more parts, that would really breathe some life into the show. So why won't they do that? Well, it's not an ensemble vehicle. It's called Two and a Half Men. If they take the show and basically just spin it off, don't make like Two and a Half Men. Just make it into something else. Make this into a totally different show. There are times in the show I really watch it and it's fun. It does, with all of the techno geek stuff, it does echo the Big Bang Theory and Dharma and Greg and the creators' other shows. It's something else entirely. I don't like the British woman who's dating Kutcher. She's just not interesting. I did like Melissa, the receptionist, who was with Cryer, but of course was with Sheen first, because they was going to Sheen, then they fall into Cryer's lap somehow, and it's heartbreaking. It's like amazing how whenever Sheen burns a woman, Cryer usually suffers for it. Why? Well, because a woman's scorned, she doesn't take her wrath out on. Gentlemen, keep that in mind. When a woman is scorned, she will want to take her wrath out on some guy. Just get the hell out of the way. But it's a different show entirely. One thing I thought was particularly interesting was that, just like a lot of us when we heard about the thing about Kutcher being in there, it's like we all knew everyone was going to see the season premiere of season 9. How this thing going to play out? Charlie Sheen's roast aired the same night, and his funeral was like a roast. The whole joke was that the funeral was basically a roast. And we all knew that everyone was going to tune in for this, but then the show was going to end in a way. It really would end, wouldn't it? Because no one's going to watch the show without Sheen. I look online and I've heard ridiculous comments from people who say things like, Charlie Sheen can act. Ashton Kutcher just plays himself. Yeah, so does Sheen. I know we all love him so much. I know we've gotten used to him so much that maybe we tend to forget who he. But let's remember who he really was. Yes, it was the Charlie Sheen show. It was about Charlie Sheen, but Charlie Sheen always played himself. So is Kutcher. It's a different show. Maybe they really just should have made a different show out of this. Sheen, when they brought in a new actor, when they brought in Kutcher for the show, Sheen said the same thing we were all thinking. I think Ashton's going to kill it. Sure enough, the ratings took a drop. No one wants to see it without Sheen. I was online, I went to the blogs, I read the ridiculous, the weird poetry that Sheen is writing, No, how dare, we were all at the battlefield. It's war zone. You would basically sell out this warlock for some rancid mastodon carcass. This guy is cracked. I think they made him basically a jingle composer because Charlie Sheen is the least musical man on the planet. It's a joke. Just like when they had the character do children's songs. And it seems like the job that he would be the least suited for. That's the joke. I mean, Lord knows he can't do poetry. He's smearing everybody, and you gotta wonder, is he just trying to get attention for, trying to hype, get attention for himself? Is he trying to pump up his new show, Anger Management? I want to see that. Oh, by the way, once again, Charlie Sheen is playing himself. He's an ex-jock with... Come on. Thing is, I think they should call this Two and a Half Men show something else. I do like it. I do. I wish they'd get rid of the British woman. I wish they'd give Jon Cryer some more spine. I do miss the Melissa character. And I do have hope for this thing. Look, check out the latest episode as of right now. The episode where Walden Schmidt's buddy Billy Stanhope comes back and they're trying to create the ultimate. The whole episode, it really does read like the Big Bang Theory. So, I do kind of like this show. Maybe because I wasn't really in love with the show when Charlie Sheen was on it, but I think his anger management thing is perfect for him. Once again, he's playing some. Lord knows this guy needs anger management even more than he needs the winning. To all those people out there who said that, how could they do this to Charlie Sheen? Keep this in mind. Charlie Sheen didn't put the fans first. I mean, he was totally unprofessional at work, and he practically left the show because they wouldn't pay him $2 million an episode. Sheen did this to the show, to his fans. This really is his fault. This anger management thing couldn't have come at a better time for him. I hope that in between episodes of the show, he tries the real thing. Maybe his next show could be called Rehab. Charlie Sheen, I wish you luck. To the new 2.5 Men, I wish you luck. And to everyone out there, please post your opinions online right now. Thanks for watching.